Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Enterprise, Season 3, Episode 1, The Xindi. So here it is, we've gotten to the most dreaded season story arc of Star Trek for me, in my opinion. But, like I said, maybe it'll be different because I have you guys that are commenting and watching it with me, and maybe analyzing every single episode. But then again, like if I just binged this and hated it, like, actually analyzing it and picking apart might actually make it worse. I didn't think about that, so we'll see. Overall, the first episode of Season 3, it's not terrible, but it doesn't do anything, which is kind of what I seem to remember about all of Season 3, is that they never really do anything. They're just kind of, like, lost in this nebula, not really doing anything, and that seems to be what I remember. And I've mentioned before in some of the other reviews how, like, when I was doing the original series and Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, all of that, I could have, like, a list of notes. Like, this is amazing, and that was great, and this was a shout-out. Like, for Enterprise, and it's not even just this season, but Enterprise in general, I feel like I have, like, 2 lines. I'm just like, here's the plot, here's the subplot, don't care, moving along. And it's a little sad. Like, I'm going through... I've actually been on vacation this week, which is why, like, you guys have seen a lot more videos than normal, which I apologize. I noticed I've actually lost some subscribers because of that, because I post a lot. So I apologize for that if that's too much. You guys can always just turn off the notifications. But anyways, overall, this episode's okay. They kind of, like, took the show in a new direction, and that I think was interesting. It was kind of ballsy, because they've said, like, hey, we want to try something new. And I remember the first time I saw Enterprise, like I said, I hated the 3rd season, and then after I finished it, I watched some of the special features on the DVD and stuff, and they even said, like, yeah, we wanted to do a 24-part episode, and I was like, why the fuck would you want to do that? Like, nobody wants to see that. I'm sorry, but they don't. And I mean, especially this was like 2003. Now, fast forward to where we are today, and like Netflix and stuff like that has changed the way we as viewers watch TV. At this point, we want to binge TV shows. That's why especially Netflix will be like, boom, there's 12 episodes all the same day, have fun. And it's designed for us to binge that. Now, Deep Space Nine, which came out before Enterprise and before Voyager, got in trouble because they would do these 3, 4, 5 episode arcs that, like, wouldn't even necessarily connect all the way, but just have, like, a running theme. Like, for the first one off the top of my head is Odo. Like, Odo loses his powers, he doesn't, like, get them back in the next episode. He's not able to, like, shapeshift the very next episode. It took, like, 6 episodes for him to regain that ability. So, like, Deep Space Nine kind of got in trouble for that, because people would miss one episode and they'd be lost. They'd be like, what's going on? Like, one episode. So the fact that they wanted to do this 24-part episode is just mind-boggling. Like, what would make you think that would be a good idea? Now, if they release this today, where people just binge it and they're good and they're done, maybe that would be one thing. And maybe me watching it in that context will make that a little bit better. I seriously doubt it. But like I said, they kind of took the show in a new way. They wanted to do something different with, like, the whole Xindi Expanse arc and stuff like that. Let's see, they changed the title of the show, because it's just been Enterprise, and now it's Star Trek Enterprise, because the show's been on for 2 years and we may have forgotten that this was a Star Trek show. I don't know what the point of that was. I've mentioned before that I love the theme song. I think it's great. I have the soundtrack. Love it. Even downloaded the original Rod Stewart version. But then they decided to change that. And, like, now it's this upbeat, you got the piano, or not a piano, you got, like, guitar and drums in the background. And, like, it's like a happy song. And you're like, it's different. I don't like that. Like, I actually prefer the original, like, the season 1 and 2 theme song more than the season 3 and 4 theme song. But whatever, it's odd to me. It's just awkward. So, but from the beginning, like, the whole council meeting scene is very weird to me. I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who because I'm also doing those reviews, but, like, it seemed almost like The Chase. I think is what it was, the 12-part Doctor Who episode, where it's just this large council meeting. It's kind of what it felt like to me. Archer mentions they've already been in the Expanse for 6 weeks, which is kind of big because, like, in the last episode, they go from, like, Starfleet space, because there's no Federation yet. So they go from Starfleet space, they travel 3 months to the Expanse, like that, and now they're in the Expanse for 6 more weeks. So, like, it traveled very, very quickly. But that's not unheard of, especially for TV shows going through that summer break. They always need that, like, we've been busy the last 4 months while you guys have just been doing summer stuff. So, but it seems like it was held really awkwardly. Most of the episode was okay. It was like the whole prison escape thing. He wanted platinum, which I think would have been better if he had asked for latinum, like gold pressed latinum. I think that would have been a better shout out, but they went with platinum instead. Maybe because the Enterprise actually had platinum, who knows? And then, like, throughout the whole, like, journey of, like, they're trying to capture the Enterprise to enslave everybody, and, like, that whole plot I did not care about. The big twist was that we learned that the Xindi species is actually 5 different species. Like, there's like an ape version, there's an insect version, there's a bad CGI version, there's a whale thing, there's a humanoid thing, there's like all these different species. And that's why Phlox is having trouble figuring out exactly what the Xindi is. That was actually kind of cool, because then at the end, I was like, oh, that council meeting wasn't a whole bunch of races coming together. That was actually the Xindi species talking. So I was like, okay, I got you. That you got one on me. That's cool. I'm okay with it. So for those who have seen this one, going into Season 3, what do you guys think about the 24-part expansion? What do you think about the 5 Xindi species? What do you think about the theme song and the new title and stuff like that? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And I will see you guys next time for Anomaly.